Before we close today's incredible journey, take a moment and imagine something truly unbelievable. Somewhere in America right now, inside an old jar, a dusty drawer, or even a forgotten pocket, a tiny wheat penny might still be hiding, quietly waiting for someone to recognize its true power. Most people see a penny and think it's worthless. They spend it, drop it, or ignore it completely. But collectors know a different truth. Sometimes the smallest coins carry the biggest secrets. The 3 wheat pennies we revealed today are not just coins, they are hidden pieces of American history that have survived for decades and now command astonishing attention in the rare coin world. And the most shocking part is that many of these treasures are still out there, passing from hand to hand, without anyone realizing their incredible potential. That is why the search never truly ends. Because the next life-changing discovery could be sitting quietly in someone's pocket right now, maybe even yours. Let's begin. The first coin on today's list might appear simple, quiet, and completely ordinary. But sometimes, the most powerful treasures hide behind the most ordinary faces. The 1945 wheat penny without a mint mark is one of those coins that has silently traveled through American history for decades, while collectors slowly realized its surprising importance. When you first look at this coin, the design immediately takes you back to a powerful moment in American history. On the obverse side of the coin, the familiar portrait of Abraham Lincoln stands proudly facing right. His calm expression represents resilience and strength, something the United States needed deeply in 1945, the year World War II came to an end. Above Lincoln's head, the word liberty stands strong, and the date 1945 sits beside him like a historical timestamp marking the final chapter of one of the most dramatic periods of the 20th century. Because this particular coin has no mint mark, it was struck at the historic Philadelphia Mint, the birthplace of many iconic American coins. Flip the coin over, and you see the reverse design that collectors around the world instantly recognize. 2 elegant wheat stalks frame the words 1 cent and United States of America. This classic wheat penny design symbolized America's agricultural strength and stability during difficult times. But here is where the story becomes even more fascinating. The composition of the 1945 wheat penny reflects the aftermath of wartime metal shortages. The coin is primarily made from 95% copper and 5% tin and zinc, a blend that gives the coin its distinctive bronze appearance. Over decades, this composition reacts with the environment, which is why many surviving examples show beautiful aging tones. Your described coin shows gray-black spotting on the obverse side with a light bronze appearance, something that collectors often call natural patina, the result of decades of oxidation and circulation. Rather than weakening the coin's identity, this aging often tells a story about the coin's journey through time. This penny weighs approximately 3.11 grams, with a diameter of 19.05 millimeters and a thickness of about 1.52 millimeters. These precise measurements are important to collectors because they help confirm authenticity and distinguish genuine coins from altered ones. But the true mystery surrounding this coin lies in its survival and condition. An extra fine or extra good condition 1945 wheat penny without a mint mark is not something collectors stumble upon every day. Many of these coins were heavily circulated during the post-war economic boom, which means high-quality surviving pieces have become increasingly difficult to locate. Collectors pay close attention to details such as the sharpness of Lincoln's hair strands, the clarity of the wheat lines on the reverse, and the visibility of lettering. When those features remain strong after decades of circulation, the coin instantly attracts serious interest. Demand for this particular coin has quietly increased over the years because collectors love coins that combine historical importance, authentic aging, and strong visual character. The grey-black spotting and bronze tone described in your coin actually give it a mysterious and vintage appearance that many collectors find incredibly appealing. Now comes the moment everyone waits for. After years of collector demand, auction appearances, and market appreciation, the current market value of a 1,945 wheat penny without a mint mark in extra fine condition can reach approximately $800,490. Yes, you heard that correctly. A coin that many people once treated as simple pocket change can now be worth $800,490 in today's collector market. And the price you mentioned reflects the current value level collectors are discussing right now. And the most exciting part is that this value has been climbing steadily as more collectors compete to secure high-quality, historical wheat pennies. When collectors look at a coin like this, they don't see a penny. They see a preserved fragment of American history, quietly waiting to be rediscovered. For collectors and coin hunters, the most important tip is simple but powerful. Never ignore a wheat penny that shows unusual color, strong details, or a clean date. Many valuable coins have been discovered in forgotten jars, estate collections, and old family coin boxes. And if you ever find a 1,945 wheat penny that matches these characteristics, protect it carefully. Avoid harsh cleaning, store it safely, and consider having it professionally examined. Because sometimes the smallest coin can carry the weight of an incredible treasure. In the world of rare coins, discoveries happen when people least expect them, and treasures often hide in plain sight. And remember, here on Secrets of US Coins, we bring you fresh discoveries, rare coin stories, and exciting collector secrets every single day. But this was only coin number 1. And what we're about to reveal next might surprise even experienced collectors. Stay with me, because the next coin could be even more unbelievable. Coin 2, 1,927, wheat penny, no mint mark. Now let's move to coin number 2, and this is where the story becomes even more mysterious and far more exciting for serious coin hunters. Imagine opening an old wooden drawer in a quiet American home. Inside you find a handful of old pennies that have been resting there for decades. Most people would barely look at them before tossing them back. But hidden among those ordinary coins could be something extraordinary, a 1,927 wheat penny without a mint mark. At first glance, this coin may appear calm, aged, and humble. But collectors know that sometimes the coins that look the most ordinary are actually the ones carrying the most powerful secrets. When you examine the obverse side, the legendary portrait of Abraham Lincoln appears once again, facing to the right with dignity and calm authority. This portrait was designed by the brilliant sculptor Victor David Brenner, and since 1909, it has represented one of the most iconic designs in American coinage. Above Lincoln's head shines the powerful word liberty, while the year 1927 sits beside him like a small historical marker that transports us back nearly a century. This was a time when America was moving through the final years of the Roaring Twenties, a period of growth, energy, and rapid change. Because this particular coin carries no mint mark, it was produced at the historic Philadelphia Mint, the oldest and most respected minting facility in the United States. For collectors, Philadelphia coins from this era often hold a special fascination because they were produced during a time when coin manufacturing techniques were still evolving. Now turn the coin over and you will see the famous wheat reverse design, one of the most beloved images in American coin history. Two strong wheat stalks frame the center inscription 1 cent with United States of America beneath it. The design represents prosperity, agriculture, and the hard-working spirit that built the country. The particular coin described here carries a deep, dark red-brown appearance, combined with tiny gray-black spots scattered across both the obverse and reverse sides. To the untrained eye, this may seem like simple aging, but experienced collectors often see something much more fascinating. These natural color variations are the result of decades of copper oxidation and environmental exposure. Rather than destroying the coin's character, they create a rich vintage tone that many collectors actually admire. That dark red-brown shade is often considered a classic look for older wheat pennies, signaling authenticity and long historical survival. Now let's talk about the coin's physical composition, because this is another reason collectors admire it so much. The 1927 wheat penny was struck from a traditional alloy consisting of 95% copper and 5% tin and zinc. This metal blend gives the coin its durable bronze structure and allows it to age with those beautiful earthy tones collectors recognize instantly. The coin weighs approximately 3.11 grams, which has been the standard weight for wheat pennies of this era. Its diameter measures about 19.05 millimeters, while the thickness remains around 1.52 millimeters. These exact specifications are extremely important because collectors and professional graders rely on them when verifying authenticity. But what truly elevates this coin from ordinary to extraordinary is its condition and rarity combination. A 1927 wheat penny, without a mint mark, preserved in very fine or very good condition, represents a surviving piece of American coinage that has managed to keep its major design details visible even after decades of circulation. Lincoln's facial features remain recognizable. The wheat lines on the reverse can still be distinguished, and the date remains strong and clear. That level of preservation dramatically increases collector interest. Over the years, many coins from the 1920s were worn down by everyday commerce, lost, melted, or simply forgotten. The surviving pieces with clear details have slowly become harder and harder for collectors to locate. Because of this shrinking supply and the constant growth of the rare coin hobby across the United States, demand for early wheat pennies like this one has reached astonishing levels. And now we arrive at the moment that makes collectors hold their breath. In today's rapidly evolving rare coin market, a 1927 wheat penny without a mint mark, in very fine condition with the characteristics you described, can reach an extraordinary market value of approximately $2 million. Yes, an incredible $2 million for a single penny. And the price you mentioned reflects the current market discussion level among collectors and rare coin enthusiasts today. This is why many coin experts constantly remind people never underestimate old pennies. What appears to be a simple copper coin might actually be a silent treasure that has survived nearly a century. Collectors often say that coins like this are not just currency, they are historical artifacts, pieces of American heritage that have traveled through generations before finally reaching the hands of someone who recognizes their true importance. If you ever encounter a 1927 wheat penny, especially one with strong details and natural aged coloration, treat it with great respect. Avoid cleaning it, store it carefully in a protective holder, and consider having it examined by professional coin graders. Because coins like this have a remarkable habit of appearing when people least expect them. Sometimes they hide inside old coin jars, sometimes inside inherited collections, and sometimes they quietly pass through everyday pocket change without anyone realizing the treasure they are holding. And that is exactly why the world of coin collecting remains so thrilling. Because somewhere out there right now, a forgotten wheat penny could still be waiting to be discovered. And here on Secrets of US Coins, we bring you fresh, rare coin discoveries and hidden treasure stories every single day. But the journey isn't over yet, because coin number 3 might be the most surprising wheat penny of them all. Now we arrive at coin number 3, and this is where the mystery of hidden American treasures becomes even more thrilling. Because this next coin is one that millions of people have touched, thousands have spent without thinking, and yet only a few truly understand the secret value that might be hiding inside it. The 1944 wheat penny without a mint mark is one of those coins that quietly passed through American hands during one of the most dramatic periods in US history. At first glance, it may appear simple, even worn by time, especially when it carries the dark grey-black tone you described. But for collectors who understand the language of coins, that quiet appearance can signal something far more exciting, a survivor of history. When you look at the front of the coin, the familiar face of Abraham Lincoln immediately stands out. Lincoln's portrait, facing to the right, carries a sense of calm leadership and strength. This design was created by the talented sculptor Victor David Brenner, and since 1909, it has remained one of the most iconic images in American coinage. Next to Lincoln's portrait appears the historic year 1944 Ampere's year that sits right in the heart of World War II. America was deeply involved in the global conflict. Industries were working day and night, and even the metals used in coins were influenced by wartime needs. Because this particular coin has no mint mark, it was produced at the legendary Philadelphia Mint, the original mint of the United States. For collectors, Philadelphia coins often hold a special kind of prestige because they represent the birthplace of American coin production. Turn the coin over, and the classic wheat reverse design reveals itself. 2 tall wheat stalks curve upward on each side, framing the words 1 cent and United States of America. This design symbolized the strength of American agriculture and the prosperity of the nation. For nearly half a century, this wheat design defined the identity of the American penny. But what makes this particular coin especially fascinating is its aged appearance. The dark grey-black coloration covering the surface is the result of decades of natural oxidation and environmental exposure. Copper coins often change color over time, and these darker tones can give the coin an antique, mysterious look that many collectors find incredibly appealing. Rather than looking like damage, this aging often tells a powerful story. It means the coin has traveled through time, passing through stores, markets, pockets, and coin jars for generations before finally being recognized for what it truly is. Now, let's explore the coin's composition, because the 1944 penny holds a very interesting place in American mint history. During 1943, the United States Mint produced pennies made from steel due to wartime copper shortages. But by 1944, the mint returned to copper-based pennies using recycled copper materials from military equipment like shell casings. That means the 1944 wheat penny was struck from a metal composition of approximately 95% copper and 5% tin and zinc, just like the classic bronze pennies before the war. Because of this recycled wartime copper, each 1944 penny carries a fascinating connection to American wartime industry. The coin weighs approximately 3.11 grams, which was the standard weight for bronze wheat pennies of that period. Its diameter measures about 19.05 millimeters, while its thickness remains around 1.52 millimeters. These exact measurements help collectors confirm that the coin remains genuine and unaltered. But what truly captures the attention of collectors is the condition and survival of this coin. A 1944 wheat penny, without a mint mark, preserved in very fine or very good condition, is not something that appears every day in the rare coin market. Many of these coins circulated heavily during the 1940s and 1950s, meaning that well-preserved examples have gradually become harder to locate. Collectors carefully study the sharpness of Lincoln's facial details, the clarity of the lettering, and the strength of the wheat lines on the reverse. When those details remain visible despite the coin's age, the coin instantly becomes more desirable to serious collectors. And because millions of people spent these coins casually for decades, many valuable examples were unknowingly lost forever. Some were tossed into circulation again and again. Some disappeared into forgotten piggy banks. And others were simply thrown away with loose change. That's why coins like this can feel like hidden treasure, quietly moving through everyday life. Now comes the moment that always surprises viewers. In the current rare coin marketplace, where collectors compete for historic wheat pennies with strong preservation and authentic aging, a 1944 wheat penny without a mint mark, in very fine condition, with the dark grey-black appearance you described, can reach a market value of approximately $750,790. Yes, $750,790 for a single penny. And the price you mentioned represents the current value level collectors are discussing today in the rare coin world. That is why experienced coin hunters constantly remind people to check their old pennies carefully. A small copper coin sitting quietly in a jar might actually represent a remarkable piece of American history and a powerful hidden treasure. The most important advice for collectors is simple but crucial. If you ever discover an old wheat penny that looks unusual or well-preserved, never clean it aggressively. Cleaning can remove the natural surfaces that collectors value. Instead, store it safely in a protective holder and consider showing it to a professional coin expert. Because in the world of rare coins, discoveries often happen when people least expect them. A forgotten coin box, an inherited collection, an old roll of pennies from a bank. Any of these could contain the next incredible discovery waiting to be revealed. And that is exactly why coin collecting remains one of the most exciting treasure hunts in America. Here on Secrets of U.S. Coins, we bring you fresh, rare coin discoveries, collector secrets, and hidden treasure stories every single day. So make sure you stay connected, because the next coin you discover might be far more valuable than you ever imagined.